Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody who tells you they're doing just great, but it takes you only a second or two to know that they're doing anything but great? Words aren't the only way we communicate. You know this. We also use things like our body language. The scenes that follow will give you an idea of how subtle or not so subtle changes in your body language and how your choice of words can influence your communication and how people respond to you. Let's start with body language. People come to support groups to share and to be reassured. But reaching out to others can feel more isolating than reassuring if it seems like nobody is interested in or cares about what you're saying. This group member seems pretty uncomfortable about sharing. Here, her yawning and arm crossing aren't helping. This might be why. The group leader doesn't look very interested. She's slouching and not making eye contact. Looking at your phone can also tell people that you're just not interested. Now, let's look at some body language that tells people in your group that you're listening and that you care. Here, the leader clearly signals that she's engaged. She's looking at the speaker, she's sitting up straight and nodding, and her face signals engagement. These are just a couple of examples of how we communicate without words. There are many ways to do this. The main thing to remember is that people look up to you as a group leader and that your behavior really affects them. So stay in tune with your group members. Signal to them that you're paying attention and that you care. I bet this is going to sound familiar. You're alone with somebody, you're trying your best to get a conversation going, but nothing seems to work. Using open-ended questions instead of closed-ended questions can help in moments like these, whether you're at a party or in your support group. Closed-ended questions are questions that only require a simple yes or a no for an answer. Open-ended questions, on the other hand, encourage people to give fuller answers, to expand on their ideas, and to share their experiences. Let's take a look.
So we've recently had to hire someone to help around the house. It's just too much for me to handle. My husband can't do it. He works full-time as well. It's just a little too much.
Does it make you feel sad, Jacqueline?
Yeah, it really does.
Open-ended questions can work a lot better, both when you're getting to know somebody and when you're trying to help people in your group feel comfortable and engage with each other.
So we recently had to hire some help around the house.
How does it make you feel, Jacqueline?
Well, it's working out. The lady's great, no complaints there, but it just makes me feel upset to know that there's someone in my house doing the work that I'm supposed to be doing while I'm right there. It just feels really strange.
I know. I felt the same way when we had to hire someone. I was like, what? I'm not able to do my own dishes anymore. Over time, it gets easier though. I got used to it.
Open-ended questions draw people into conversation and engage others. As a rule of thumb, open-ended questions start with the words how, what, who, or why. You can also use phrases like tell us or explain to us. You can't always use open-ended questions, but they are good tools for getting discussions going and helping group members to share their stories. In many cases, you're going to want to talk to a disruptive group member individually. You can pull the group member aside right after the meeting. Point out that you've noticed that something they are doing, probably unintentionally, has gotten in the way of the group's interactions, even though they were trying to help. Talk to them and work together to see if you can find a solution.
Jacqueline, thank you so much for staying after. I just wanted to talk to you about some things that I've seen during the group and about some behaviors. You seem to be stepping into conversations and taking over them.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
Jacqueline, I know you don't, and thank you for that. We just want to be careful during conversations that we listen more and maybe talk a little bit less. And you are such an amazing part of our group, and I want to thank you for that. And just, I really appreciate all you do for our group. You're just a wonderful participant, and you bring a lot of energy and compassion to our group. And, thank you for all that you do for us. You're just really amazing.
Even in one-on-one situations, the same three-part strategy works really well. Validate the person, identify and clarify the problem, and then provide direction by suggesting alternatives. There are some people who have a negative outlook on just about anything discussed in the group. They probably don't even realize they're doing this, but it can still be super disruptive.
I started having problems with my skin lately. It's itching on my back and my sides. I spoke with my doctor about this, and he's given me yet another medication to add to my already existing long list. I'm going to stay positive, and I'm hopeful that this will work. Has anyone else had the same issues or similar?
Yeah, I did. I wouldn't count on the medications. I find all you can count on is going to cost me more money.
What do you mean? Why would you not count on the medications?
Well, I've had itching for years. I've tried everything, and nothing seems to solve the problem, so I've lost my confidence in medications.
Well, I think the medications work. They work well for me.
I mean, there's no cure, so why buy the medications, I guess? Nothing. I've lost all confidence, really.
Ken, thank you for sharing your frustrations. And I know as patients, we often get frustrations like that. And there's so many obstacles we have to overcome. But when we come to a support group, the reason we come here is to provide hope to each other. And there is so much hope in the scleroderma community right now.
Constantly negative members can make others reluctant to share their experiences or even to come to meetings. Here the leader validates what's true about what has been said, but identifies parts that are problematic and suggests a way forward.